What's up, everybody? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and creatures of all types. There's no discrimination in 5th edition. You could be an orc or a goblin or anything else in between. Welcome to tonight's session. I'm Tim Anderson, otherwise known as, and you're right, Sparrow, it did screw up because Joey's not on camera. I
Mhm.
just realized I'm in Bim's and Renfield's
Mhm.
and Skinny's in my position.
Mhm.
Joey, turn on your camera. It is what it is.
There you go.
Oh, that's much better.
There we
Sorry.
go.
Joey is he's got backwards internet and he was trying to download his Fantasy Grounds to get it updated because he didn't get home early enough. But I didn't realize it had screwed with the camera because I was in somebody else's position. Now it looks right, and hopefully he can get his program downloaded and
It's
updated.
almost done.
All
Yeah,
right,
it's
while we're
almost
doing the
done.
intros. So now that we got that out of the way, I'm in the right place now. I'm Tim Anderson, aka Renfill, the GM for this operation. Um, if you missed session 1, we're going to do a very quick commercial introduction to everything. So we are playing a 5th edition campaign in a setting called The Weave in the Void. The Weave in the Void is the setting that I created along with Joey, who's Bim, and Chrisma, who's down below, Christina, my
Mhm.
wife. And we created this setting. March of last year was when we started working on this. It is a 5th edition setting first and foremost, but it also has a point and click adventure attached to it. So if you like the old school games like King's Quest, Quest for Glory, there's a demo out now that you can download over on our Patreon page. The source book for this setting is available as well over on the Patreon page. And the first campaign module, which is the module that we're playing through right now, that's available as well. It's a combo package. You can get that over at the Patreon page, or you can get it at the website. We'll do all the stuff here in a minute. And there's also a book series that's going on. Chapter 21 is about to publish this upcoming Thursday or in a few days. So you can find everything you need to know at patreon.com/wandering hermits, the three of us being the wandering hermits, or you can go to weaveandvoid.com if you want to just pick up a standalone copy of the source book and etc. Now, while the digital books are out, and that's what we're using to play through, and that's what you can get if you go to the website or go to the Patreon page, we do have a Kickstarter coming this summer. We're targeting mid-July. It might be a little later, but the target's going to be mid-July, and that's going to be for the hardback versions. So there's going to be an option in there if you already own an existing digital edition, you'll be able to upgrade, and there'll be a whole bunch of other perks in there. So hopefully we'll see you over on that as well. Um, as well as featuring artwork from Chris. The sourcebook also features artwork from Nathan Napalm, who is playing Thamius. He did the races and character art and a bunch of random stuff that we're getting put in the book soon in a revised edition. And then we've got some creatures forthcoming from Bounty and Sparrow's daughter, who has been doing stuff. Their hero is Galoon and Bounty. In any case, patreon.com/wandering hermits. You can also go to wanderinghermits.com or weaveandvoid.com to get your copies and do all the things, get the demos and download all the stuff. In the meantime, our round of adventurers last week had met up in the city of Forkland and taken a boat across the inner sea to the city of Parthana, which is the great big city. If you've not yet watched episode 1, you can go to the YouTube channel for The Weave in the Void and get caught up on that. We are live every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Central, and then the YouTube episodes go up on Wednesdays. Our party of adventurers down below. I'll let everybody do a roundtable if you guys just want to shout out who you are, what you're playing, so on and so forth. Start with Joey. Bim, you go first.
Bim Twinkle Bud. I'm a brownie ranger on the hunt for the great white albino boar Gizmo, and I will do
Bounty.
anything
Oh,
to
anything. Anything?
yeah, not
Anything.
anything. But I did team up with an elven mage, so I
Oh.
mean,
I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that. All right, Bounty, you're next.
I am what am I? Uh,
A
blanking
hedge
out.
mage.
Hedge mage. Specialized in the life and fire circles, and I'm gonna be assisting with this mystical albino hunt with Bim.
All right, next up we have Chrisma.
I am a CL and I am a squash buckler. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Galoon, you're up next. Sorry, I got sidetracked.
I am a dwarven warden, which means I have a bonded animal since birth. His name is Brock, and he's a fierce honey badger, and our temperaments kind of match. I'm also an entrepreneur that makes hopefully famous ale, and I'm looking to open my own tavern.
Can we get a fierce honey badger roar from you?
No, I cannot. If anyone wants to Google what they sound like, I cannot
We
replicate
need to,
that
we need to,
sound.
I need to
That's
get
just
one of those
not.
sound bites and have it
You gotta get
ready
it
so
queued
like,
up. Yeah.
yeah, I need it queued
Yeah,
up so that I can just hit a button and have it go.
it's yeah, I can't do it.
All right, Skinny.
Skiddy's a half elf rogue that is actually spying for the Fey Circle of Mages.
Mm,
He's been spying in the Church of the Elder Ways for a bit, and so he's kind of embedded there and passing on the secrets that they don't want to share with the Fey.
super secrets.
Yes.
Thamius.
I am a human paladin, raised up in the Church of the Elder Ways. Therefore, I'm not a big fan of any of the Fey folk. I believe they're responsible for most of the evil in the world because that's how I was taught. And um, I would like to restore my family's name because my father was believed and rumored to have stolen a relic from the church.
Mm, okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
Now, last week we had left off in a pretty dramatic fashion as the group had been attempting to go around a checkpoint in town. So one of the things they've noticed as they've gone into town now, um, Thamius knows why the checkpoints are in place, or at least he's been told by the church that there is this sickness that's going around, and they're attempting to head things off before it turns into a full blown pandemic. Now, no one else knows that yet. That's a Church of the Elder Ways thing. So the church has set up these checkpoints. The group passed one on their way in, and then on their way back to the tavern, wanted to go around one of them, and Thamius was in agreement because he was like, you know what, I'm tired of escorting these nasty Fae around all day. I don't really like them. Yeah, let's go around this one. Let's take this back street alley, and they got waylaid by some ruffians who are taking advantage of the situation, and ended up in a pretty nasty it was way nastier than I anticipated it being in any case, because I kept rolling 20s against everybody. So it was a pretty nasty fight. Everybody's pretty banged up and bruised. If I remember correctly, everyone took a lot of damage. Chrisma was in bad condition, but stabilized, whereas Thamius is full on borderline, like on death's door. So they got to the Muddy Maid Tavern, which is the tavern that was recommended to them by Thanon Rockguard, the smith the dwarven smith who is located in the dwarven district. And you stumbled in the door, and shock and awe on everyone's face. And then very quickly, this halfling, which you can only assume is the proprietress, had stepped out and said, "Get him on the bar top." And then one of her guys had come out from the kitchen and said, "You get rid of, get those bodies out of the street. I don't want problems with the church, with the paladins and stuff." And that's where we left off. We've got Thamius in critical condition on the bar top. I believe Skinny had rushed over. He had been sitting in the corner.
Right at the end, yep.
Yeah, right at the end, he had brushed over and, hey, how can I help, etc. Um, that's the scene. Go.
And I'm still unconscious, right?
Yes.
Something was happening. I can't remember what was happening though exactly. He spoke something.
Oh, he did, didn't he? What did he say at the end of the last session? I don't remember. I feel
Come
like
on, GM. Come
well, I
on.
feel like it must not have
remember
been
either.
mission critical.
I thought it was. I just remember he stood up.
I think
or,
it was
like,
something
sat-
delirious. I think I said something
Yeah.
delirious.
Yeah, it was
I
some
did.
sort of
It was just
delirious.
something about the beaver or something. I keep calling
Beaver. Well, that's who I'm like working on because Brock got pretty hurt. He's all bleeding and damaged, so I'm working on him, trying to stabilize
I'll be
him.
helping the proprietress or whatever wrap bandages on this guy or whatever. If he looks like he's conscious, I'll talk to him. But if not, he's still unconscious then?
Let's see, is he still unconscious? He is still unconscious. He's bleeding out. He's got wounds all over his body. Pretty nasty cut to his throat. They got in between his armor chinks. Thamis is in pretty bad condition. The halfling is doing the best she can. She's obviously not a doctor, and she's looking very frantic as she's, slapping bandages on here, dousing him in alcohol, and just like as quickly as she can, she's doing all of this. But Thamis is bleeding pretty significantly at this point.
Can
I
anybody spare a heal? I'll help with
have
some coin.
I have a spare the dying cantrip I can put on him. I can touch a living creature that has 0 hit points, and the creature becomes stable.
Okay, let's do that. Is that a roll or is it an automatic thing?
It's a touch thing. I just have to touch him.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a. Actually, we're gonna have Thamius roll this. Thamius needs to roll a 6, just
Okay.
to see whether or not your inherent quantum relic protections are going to protect against this elemental magic that he's attempting to use on you.
Okay, just a regular 6,
Just a
right?
regular 6. Just don't roll a 6.
You tried.
No.
Close. It was close.
As you do this, Bounty, is this a lay on hands type of situation where you have to physically touch the body?
Yes.
Okay. So you're gonna get close. You're gonna put hands on him, and you're gonna do this cantrip or spell to protect the dying. What is it called exactly?
It's called Spare the
Spare
Dying.
the
It's
dying.
a
So you're gonna grab him. You're gonna do this, and as this happens, an energy shield comes up around his body and like grabs you by the wrists, and it's like roll a d6 for damage here.
Dang. Hey, could you share the map too, Rimfell?
Oh, sorry. Thank you for reminding me, everybody. I forgot to share the Muddy Made map.
Thank you.
Ooh, bounty.
So Bounty's going to take 5
Hmm.
points of damage as this shield of energy around Thamis's body reacts to this elemental magic and just shocks you as like it's like a shocking grasp. You're just like um as you heal him, but it does all of his wounds at the very least stop bleeding, and Thamis's breathing appears to settle immediately, and he now appears as if he is in a deep sleep. Marilyn gives a huge sigh. She's got bloodied rags everywhere. She's covered in blood. Her bar top's covered in blood. She looks out at the room. Shocked faces in all these people that are sitting here. This late afternoon crowd of dock workers and sailors and everything else. There's no way that they're not gonna talk about this for days and weeks to come. But she's gonna shout out, "All right, that's a sight for everybody, but round of drinks for everyone. Let's get this man into a room upstairs." And she's gonna who's close, Bounty? She's gonna look up at you. How many hit points do you have left, Bounty? So you're I didn't take them off your character sheet yet.
No.
He has like one
5.
point,
1.
hit points 7, wounded 6.
So hang on, I need to. Oh, you were. Did you already take your hit points away, Bounty, or was that what you were already at?
That's what we were from
Okay.
the outside
I
Well,
world.
for
He dies by saving the bounty.
well,
Yeah.
Yes!
here's the
Pretty
thing.
much.
You took that shock, and it was way worse than I thought it was because you were only down to 1 hit point anyway. So you're all slumped over at this point. I think the only person that has any realistic. I mean, Galoon's doing pretty good. She doesn't have any
Yeah, I'm fine.
wounds. Skinny's up to full
I'm
health.
doing fine.
Um, Um, so Marilyn's gonna look at you, Galoon, and say, "Help me get these boys upstairs. We gotta get these. I got a room upstairs you can have."
All right.
And so we got to figure out how to get everybody up the stairs at this point. We're gonna have to carry Thamius. Um,
I can help carry Thamius, of course,
okay, so the two of
as
you
a
can get.
fellow church person.
Yeah, the two of you can get Thamius.
And Brock. I'll carry Brock.
And you can put Brock over your shoulder and heave him up. Bounty, you and Chrisma can kind of stump up the stairs. Marilyn's going to take you upstairs. She's going to point to they've got one room at the end of the hall and two rooms at the beginning of the hall. Each room has space for two people. And we can sort out who goes where here in a minute. But she's gonna point to the first room you come to. It's the first room on the right. In here, and she's gonna guide you in so that you can put Thamius's body down on one of the beds. Now she's gonna turn to you at this point. All right, your friends are Thanans, and I respect that. Okay, so I'll get you set up for tonight because I don't want any trouble with the church. So whatever happened outside, I don't need to know the details. But we can't have the church finding out about the bodies, so my
Of
man's
course not.
taking care of that. You can stay here for the night. I'll give you tonight for free. If you want to continue staying, we'll talk about prices after that. But in the meantime, keep this man here. Let's get him stabilized. The rest of you, you're all looking the worse for wear. There's a bathroom, a bathhouse downstairs in the basement. You can go get cleaned up down there, and you can sort out your dinner and everything else after you've getting cleaned up. Do me a favor. Just stay out of sight for the next 30 minutes while I get everybody nice and soused downstairs so that we can get their minds off of what just happened and get all the bar cleaned up. And then after that, go ahead and come on down and get cleaned up in the bathhouse, and we'll sort you out from there. All right?
Right.
She's gonna point you out in the hallway. The next door room has two beds, and then going down to the end of the hall on the other side, there's a room with two beds. So there's six rooms in total, three doors on each side. You have the first two rooms on the top right and the one at the very end of the hall on the left. All the other rooms, doors are closed. Um, that's your situation as it stands now.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe she left me downstairs at the bar, yes? Because I didn't hear my name mentioned, so.
Well, I just assumed everyone was going upstairs.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I went upstairs too. Okay, I was just checking.
You were also down to one hit point, good sir. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes, I was.
you're all upstairs.
We're all needing a rest
Yeah, you
and a
need to get
cleanup.
all that good stuff. So I'll let you dictate what do you do from here.
Sounds like we better go to the bathhouse.
Yeah, we gotta wait our 30 minutes and then head down to the bathhouse, get cleaned up, get all the blood and gore off.
As I say,
What
is
the-
that enough time to take a short rest?
I
short
think
rest
that's
is
4.
well, how long? Short
Couple
rest is
hours.
like short rest is
Four.
a
Oh,
couple
okay.
hours. So
Couple hours.
Yeah.
I'll give you all one
We
hit
don't-
point.
Well, I tell you what I'm doing. I'm just laying here. That's what I'm going to be doing. Be
Bathe me, peasants.
laid up, running these sheets on this bed.
I am gonna give everybody one hit point back.
I gave Brock one back.
You already did? Okay.
Yeah, for Brock, yeah.
Okay. And then I need to remove the unconscious status on Chrisma.
Okay,
Thamius is
thank
still
you.
unconscious. Okay. All right. So you wait 30 minutes. You notice that the first 15, 20 minutes, the sound from the tavern room is kind of quieter. But by the time the 30 minutes have passed, it sounds like a normal tavern setting. There's a bard playing music, there's raucous laughter. It sounds like there's definitely some people downstairs. How cleaned up are you going to? I mean, you're not going to be able to clean up perfectly, but getting yourselves into a presentable state before you go down to the bath because you're gonna have to go down the stairs to get there. So
Well, I wasn't wounded, so I could kind of look and see who's around and maybe let people know when it's clear.
okay, if you want to do that.
Mhm.
All right. So
Did
go ahead.
did Thamius have anything on him of interest?
Ooh.
Going through pockets, going through pouches, anything like any
Well,
notes or anything like
why
that?
don't you roll for that, good sir?
What would you like?
That's a good question.
Probably like a perception, not perception. Hang
Yeah,
on. Investigation. Investigation.
roll an investigation check. We'll do a DC of like 10. See if there's anything noteworthy.
Oh,
Oh,
still one.
Aw.
Um,
I thought it was gonna hit 20. I was like, man,
Yeah,
there is
that's sad.
some normal, church accoutrements. He's got his cloak and his armor. Do you use a sword or a mace, Thamius?
Sword.
Sword, some other stuff. He's got what looks to be a family signet ring, um, some other stuff. Um, I will give you this. Um, there is a money pouch, and there's 4 gold in the money pouch.
Okay, I
Okay.
leave it. I'm not looking for
Okay.
that.
This is a good thing I'd completely forgotten about, by the way. Um, we forgot to do this during the first session. Does anyone have a kit in their backgrounds, so the backgrounds that we took? Do any of your backgrounds give you a specific amount of coin? 'Cause that's something we need to actually establish tonight, is how much coin everyone has.
My inventory did have. I don't remember if it was 10 or 15.
something gave me
Gold.
10 gold because my
Yeah.
inventory says 10.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's look at everybody's inventory real
Yeah, I had
quick.
25 from something.
Okay,
Just
well
from
that's a
position of
good thing.
privilege.
It means that everyone should have um, some starting gold without us needing to calculate everything. Yeah,
Mhm.
Skinny's got
Yeah.
15.
15.
Yep.
Chrisma, how much do you have? You've
I
got
look
you've got 10. So everyone's
well,
got 10 to 20
uh,
gold. It's on your inventory at the very bottom.
inventory just is
Keep going
here.
all the way down. 10 GP gold
Okay,
pieces.
yes, then.
Okay. So everybody's got some coin, so we actually don't need to worry about that because it's already been done. Yay. All right, so
Okay, so
you
nothing big a note.
yeah, you didn't see anything of note,
No.
just normal stuff, and you chose not to take any coin. Um, Galoon, you're wanting to go out and check downstairs.
Yeah.
Okay,
First-
go ahead and go to the. You can so you walk out the door. As well, that's the other thing to do. I actually need to know room layouts. Who's sleeping in what rooms? Who's chosen what rooms as we get going here before we go downstairs?
I can bunk with Chris.
Okay, Chris, do you have a pen?
I have one. Oh wait, never mind.
Have one thing. Check
Thank you.
if it's
All right.
okay.
So,
So,
um, which room do the girls want? Do you want the middle room or the room at the far end of the hall?
mm,
Middle? I don't
Okay.
know. What do you think, Chris?
I think.
um,
Yeah.
the
Thamius
middle.
ended up on the one really separate. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
The one
no, he's
closest,
the one
right?
closest to the
Yeah.
stairs. So
Yeah.
those
Right.
2 rooms will be right next to each other, and then the one at the end
Okay.
of the hall is
Right. Right.
separated by a door, and it's on the other side.
Mm,
Is it on the same side of the hallway or no? The other
No,
side.
there's 2 are on the same side, on the right-hand side, and
Right.
the other one is at the end of the hall on the opposite side.
Okay. Of course, I wouldn't know any of this.
Do you have a
My
preference,
character.
Chris?
I think the middle.
Okay, so
I don't
middle
know, Sparrow.
is Galoon
I don't know. So,
and Chrisma. And then in one of the rooms we've got Thamius. Who wants to stay with Thamius?
I'll stay
You,
with him.
the
That's another.
human.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave those two together.
So the
Mhm.
conspirators are going to go down to the end of the hall. Bounty and Bim. I have a feeling these 2 are going to get into a lot of trouble. All right, just so that we have that for later on. So Galoon, you're going to go out. Are you letting anybody know that you're going out, or are you just ducking out on your own?
Well, Chris wanted to clean up as well, I'm thinking, so I could let her know I'm going to go scope it out. I'll leave Brock with her just for a minute. I'll tell him I'm coming back, kind of thing. And I'll just go scope out, see if it's quiet to go down to the bathhouse.
Okay. So, Chris, how do you feel about being left alone with a honey badger?
Um,
Are you nervous?
mm, no.
You're fine?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
I hope.
She's an experienced fae. She's seen the world. She knows what a warden is.
Mhm.
A
All
warder.
right, you
Is
go
it
out to
warder
the
or warden?
warden.
Warden.
So you go out to the hallway, go down to the top of the stairs, and take a look out over the crowd below. There's a small landing there. Um, when you first came in, there was about a dozen people. Roll a perception check here.
Mhm.
Ooh,
Okay,
Nice.
yeah. There's at least three people that you can see right off a hand that you recognize from before. Um, they're not paying you any mind. They're back to drinking, chatting with their friends around the tables. Everyone else is you don't recognize, but there's at least every table's full now. Like there's a couple of empty tables left, but it's a full house at the moment. It is now dinner time, like 6:30, 7 o'clock. The place is packed. It looks to be dock workers, some merchants. It's a middle class crowd. I mean, so it's not like poor sailors and stuff, but you've definitely got some of the dock workers and the local merchants and stuff, and some ship crew. Um, but this place is pretty happening. Um, the bathhouse that she mentioned is more than likely. If you look at the bottom of the stairs, there's the door that the guy came out of when the halfling was like, "Hey, help me with the bodies," which leads to the kitchen, and then there's another little um, door tucked away to the right at the bottom of those stairs, which would be the bath area.
So we have to walk
You're gonna have
through
to
the
go down the
room.
stairs. If you can imagine just going down to the bottom of the stairs, then there's a landing at the bottom, door
Hmm.
going into the kitchen, door to the right into this bathhouse, and then to the left takes you literally you turn to the left. There's the main room and the bar and everything else outside of
Okay.
where you're
So if
sitting.
we're kind of quiet about it, we can make it down, no problem.
Yeah, basically where the sign says Muddy Maid Tavern, to the
Hmm.
right, that top right corner would be where the door is for the bathhouse.
So I'll go up and first I'll tell Chris what's going on. It should be how beat up is Chris? Pretty beat
She's
up.
still pretty hurt, but you know, she's done what she can, sea elf
Hmm.
mending and all that good stuff. But yeah, she's pretty banged up. You're all pretty most of you are
Okay.
pretty banged up.
Well, I'll tell Chris first. I'll have Brock come with me, and I'll knock on the other doors and let everybody know we should go down just maybe a couple at a time and kind of sneak into the bathhouse.
Mm.
All
I'm
right, so
gonna I'm gonna head outside and just see if I see any guards or somebody from the church coming. If anybody's been tipped off or something like that.
roll a 6, skinny. No. You don't notice anything out of the ordinary. It's gotten dark by this point. The there's definitely a checkpoint out on the main street that runs south to Heron's Plaza. But that's the same checkpoint that's been there all day. It's the one that the group was at earlier today. It's
Seems
50,
like it has a regular complement of guards, kind of quiet,
yeah, it's just they're still
normal.
checking stuff going in, going out,
Okay.
but nothing around the tavern. A couple of drunks out front, smoking pipes and talking about random stuff, but does nothing looks out of the ordinary.
Okay.
Um, so you're going down in pairs. Who's the first pair to go down?
Well, I told Chris first, so I don't know
Oh, so
if she
two of
wants
you
to
will go
go.
down first.
Well, I got to
Okay,
tell
we
the
can go.
others.
Well, yeah, you had already told the others that you were going down. That's
Okay,
when
so
Skinny
we can
ducked
go
out.
down.
So let's have
Yeah.
the two of you go
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
All right, you go in. It's just a small bathhouse. There's three copper bathtubs. There's a stove in the back. Some boiling pots of water on top. Some stacks of towels and stuff, so you can take your time, get cleaned up. Anybody else? Okay. As you're in there, there's a knock on the door. I can't do a knock here.
Occupied.
Mm.
let's see if they. The door's gonna open a little bit, and it's the halfling. Everything all right in here?
Yeah, just cleaning up everybody's wounds. I don't know if you have any septic or antiseptic
Not at the
Any
moment.
alcohol in the place?
alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah, any alcohol? Any peroxide?
Mhm.
Nothing offhand, but I can send up I've got some. What does she have?
Booze.
I've got some herbs stashed away in the kitchen that might help with the bruising. So I'll get some tea brewed up and sent up to your rooms right away.
Appreciated.
She's
Thank
gonna
you.
duck out. Two of you can wrap up. Go back
Hmm.
upstairs. Who's going next? I guess it would be Bim and Bounty at this point because those are the only two guys that need a bath.
Yeah. Bounty, I don't. I'm afraid I'm not big enough to lift the pot. Would you be so kind as to pour me a pool,
All right, there you
or
go.
or we can share one if you. I mean, I don't take up much room.
Here you go.
Yeah.
I'll pour you your own pot there.
Ah, thank you, thank you. Yes.
All right. So the two of you have an uneventful bath. Other than some people outside hear some awkward giggling at one point. We're not sure what that's all about, but other than that,
Whee! Bubbles.
In the meantime, I'll head back up and see how Thamius is doing, if he woke up yet or not.
Yeah, don't worry
uh,
about me. I'm building up my
Yeah.
7-day musk here. You don't need to.
7-day musk. Ooh,
I hear you can sell that.
who just went upstairs to check on Skinny? You went upstairs to check on
I went up to
Thamius.
check on Thamius, yeah.
Thamius, you walk into the room and find Thamius in a cold sweat with fever chills, and he's jerking around and he's not. Yeah, something's going on.
Okay. Not having any medical training, I guess I'll go back downstairs. I'll look for Bounty, see if I can find Bounty. He seemed to throw a heal or something on him.
Uh,
Dangerous.
you come back
Yeah,
out
true.
and find Bounty on the stairs with Bim. They're on their way back up from the bath.
You there, you the one who helped the churchman earlier. Are you able to do it again or help him again?
Last time I touched him, I almost died.
So your magic can only be done with touch? Do you know any other way to help him, or can you
Uh,
help me tell me what to do?
I would have to go and rest for like 4 hours to get any kind of strength back to attempt any more spell casting. I have no more. I have nothing
Well,
in me left.
you must have been taught how to heal or how to take care of people just in general, no?
Not as long as it's magic based
Only with magic.
only. I
Okay.
don't have any natural ways of healing.
As you guys are discussing this on the stairs, you hear a thud from Thamius's from Thamius's room.
Okay.
So
Run back, of
being
course.
being a ranger and having some nature knowledge, would I know anything?
Sure, you would know some stuff, and we can roll for whether or not you have any like herbs and poultices on you and stuff. Um, but yeah, so you hear a thud from the room.
Okay. Yeah, so go back in, run back in and see what's up.
Okay. Thamius is on the floor, writhing around, having convulsions, um,
Say, I
muttering.
guess
Go ahead.
I guess I would
Oh,
have. I guess I would have rushed after the new guy, seeing how nobody knows who the hell he is anyway. So
Yeah.
so under skills, we do have medicine, which is a
Yeah.
wisdom thing. Checks let you try to stabilize a dying companion or diagnose an illness.
Okay.
So we could roll
Yeah.
against medicine.
Yeah, do it.
Mhm.
All
See
right.
what happens. Okay. That's Bim, also roll medicine, please.
Oh,
All right. Well, Bounty, you can at the very least rush in and you're not attempting to use any magic. This is just your, you know, your skill with basic wounds. He's obviously in shock right now. His body's fighting off the wounds, everything else. He's got a fever, and he's, you know, his body's having a natural reaction to that fever right now, where he's just trembling so hard that it's acting like kind of like convulsions, and he's trembled himself off the edge of the bed. Um, and as you are looking him over, um, is there anything you could mumble out, Thamius? Anything you could, you know, it could be meaningful or unmeaningful.
Um, yeah. So I think I would be a little bit in a daze here, not really understanding what's going on. So I'd just be muttering out things about the church relics, prayers, things like that.
Does anybody have religion as a skill?
Yeah, we do.
Mine's -1.
Mine's
Very
plus
religious little
5.
brownie.
So,
Let's roll some religion things here.
all right,
Ooh,
16.
okay. Um, as he's muttering these things about religion and prayers, heal prayers, you notice, Bounty, you're like, oh, that reminds me. Sometimes the paladins will have like the rosary, you know, but so you very quickly scan his belt pouches and stuff, and you find one, you put it in his hand, and it seems to calm him down, and his body stops convulsing, and he kind of goes back into a, a sleepy state, and it appears to be stable once more.
Cool.
About this
Good job,
time,
Mitch.
the halfling lady comes in with the tray on which she's got a pot of tea, and you smell like, I don't know, peppermints and lavender and stuff. I don't know what actually is an anti-bruising tea. You smell an herbal tea as she walks into the room.
Calendula and yarrow.
There
How
you
about
go.
those?
Roll for it. 'Cause I don't even know what those are.
Yeah.
I don't know if my Galoon would, but I do.
So
So what
yeah,
am I
it's an
rolling?
herbal tea. Yeah, roll for it. Let's roll to see if you recognize the herbs. What would that be? Would that be a
Uh,
Maybe
medicine?
medicine.
no?
Survival?
It might be
Survival, maybe?
survival. Which one is herbs? It might be medicine though.
Yeah.
Let me look
They're
at
both the same pluses for me.
yeah, just roll a medicine real quick.
Okay.
I'm actually looking
Actually, nature says
nature.
your ability to recall more
Oh,
Okay.
plants and animals.
makes sense.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good enough. It's a yarrow tea. You recognize the smell.
Yep. That'll stop the bleeding.
Okay. All right. Well, that'll she gives you that, and how's he doing?
Not well.
Not
What
He's
did
well.
you
he's convulsing.
What did you do with the other bodies? We'll probably need to do that with this one.
I
We got
don't think
one
you
more to
guys.
put on the cart.
I don't think you guys want that kind of trouble.
I'm not dead
Let's get him
yet.
back up on the bed.
I'm not quite dead yet.
All right. Well, she's gonna give you the tea, and she says, "Well, I mean, there's nothing we can do at this point unless we want to actually bring a member of the church here. And unfortunately, I don't know any from the church that would be someone I would want to. I mean, unfortunately, I'm sorry to say that this
I
is
don't
not
want. I don't think you want that trouble
no,
darkening your
I
door.
don't.
No, let's get him back up here.
What time
Who
is it
are
right
you?
now?
Who is this guy? Wait, time out, time out. Everyone stop. Who is this guy who keeps telling us what we don't want and what we do want?
Hello, little fellow. I'm Wayland. I'm with the church, so I'm just an admin with the church. So I happen to be having my late afternoon drink, and I saw you guys come in, so I wanted to help my brother here as best I could.
Roll a persuasion check on that, Skinny.
Because why wouldn't you go tell the other humans that he's
Mm.
here then?
Ha! Jeepers. I'm doing the opposite of what you did.
Bim, roll a 6. All right, so yeah, that's that would be the like Galoon just said. I'll give you that, Galoon, if you want to mention that.
Oh, yeah,
w-
I was saying it. I was saying it.
oh, I didn't know that you were actually saying that out loud. I thought you were
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
doing an out of
Mhm.
character. Okay, fair enough. My bad for
That,
interrupting the role play. Continue, please.
Why would you not want to get help for this churchman if you're part of the church?
well, I know the trouble it would bring to the money maids, so the proprietress has been friendly over the years, and I didn't want to cause a problem for her. So I figured for now, if we could get him stable and get him back up, then it'd probably be better for all involved, including you guys.
What
Do you know anyone who wouldn't give us trouble but would help him in the human side?
what time is it?
Night,
It's probably about
right?
yeah, it's probably about 9 o'clock by now.
9
Um,
at night?
yes.
Mhm.
Okay, well, I can lock myself in my room for 4 hours and come back at 1, and I can heal him with my magic.
As this discussion is going on and you're having the back and forth between Skinny and Galoon and debating things, and the halfling had handed off the tea, um, you all hear a heavy. You can even feel it in the vibrations of the wood underneath your feet. There's this thud, 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 thud um, on the wall of the building, um, and Marilyn's eyes get real big, and she's just gonna put the tea down and go running downstairs. The halfling.
Is
Have
there
we
any
introduced her
windows?
yet, or did we not? I forget if we introduced her yet or not.
A little
Marilyn?
bit.
That's Marilyn, the proprietress. Anyway, she goes
Yep.
rushing out of the room as you guys are having this discussion. Um, continue.
Are
Did it
there any
sound
windows?
like people knocking on the door, or is that what it sounded like?
That was more than knocking on the door. That
It's like
was,
That's
beating on the door.
I mean,
yeah.
the vibrations shook the whole building.
I'm
Well,
I'm pretty small, so I'm gonna totally zip downstairs and find a nook to hide in to see who's banging on the wall.
I'll look out a window.
Can you see? Yeah, look out the window, and you're gonna see down below a contingent of church soldiers
oh,
um, at the front door.
Okay, I'm
Um,
gonna go beside the window so you're looking kind
sure,
of
sure, yeah,
sideways
yeah, no,
out.
I got it.
Yeah.
There's at least 20 soldiers down there. You're not magical, like you're not a mage, but
Right.
you are a fae.
Hmm.
At the very least, you can see that at least two of them you recognize as Templars, and they've got visible shields in place, like energy shields covering them, and everyone's in strict formation, and you can't quite see what's going on down below you at the door because the door would be down and to the right.
All right. So I'll relay to the people in the room with me here that there are a bunch of church soldiers and Templars here looking like they're ready for a fight. I hope they're not
oh,
looking at us like we're ready for a fight.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna half head down. Yeah, actually, oh yeah, I guess I'll start heading down too.
Can you talk to them for us?
I don't know. That's why I want to see what they're here
Because
for.
you're part of the church.
I'm gonna stay at the top of like at the landing, I
Okay.
guess, and look down, kind of watch what's
All right.
happening.
As you go out to the landing, you see down at the front door, Marilyn is standing there, and in front of her are two uh, paladins, both of you who are currently radiating around their fists. There's like red energy around their fists, and they're both standing there in the door, um, not not letting Marilyn out, but not letting anybody else in. They're just taking up the whole door. They're on the inside of the tavern, and they're hands on their sword hilts. No swords are drawn yet, but their hands are on their sword hilts, and they do not look happy as they have whatever they're talking about with Marilyn, the halfling proprietress. That's what you see.
Mm, mhm.
Can we try to wake up this human that is damaged but has tea in him?
Let's roll. Thamius, roll a Constitution check, please.
Okay. And let's see, Constitution. That's just where you just click it, I think. Yeah.
Okay. You are briefly aware of the fact that you're in a room. It's dark. There's a candle on the bed next to you. You're like alternatingly hot and cold, and you feel like absolute ass. And you kind of have this brief moment of cognizance where you know where you're at, and within the room you're gonna see Bim, Bounty, Chrisma, and Galoon. Skinny ducked out because he's on the balcony, but you see these Fae from earlier um, looking out the window, but they're in the room with you. That's what you see, and then you fade back into unconsciousness. But you're at least aware of your surroundings for a brief moment,
Okay.
and it gives you enough of a feeling of like I'm not dead, and then you're back unconscious again. All right. All right. One of the soldiers, one of these paladins, is gonna Maryland's roll a would that be a perception roll, Skinny? See if you can hear what they're saying.
Yeah, so I was going to ask her if I could sneak closer without being noticed.
They got the top of the stairs. I'm gonna roll a flavor roll for that. All right. You can't make all the conversation out, but obviously these guys, from what you can tell, someone who was here before said something, and they're coming to check out what had happened, and they're looking into a disturbance that was reported, and they're wanting to inspect they're wanting to inspect the tavern. And Marilyn is trying to talk them down. Oh, nothing's here, and no, nothing to see here. One of the paladins is gonna just push past her basically, and he's gonna motion back behind him to the soldiers. Marilyn is going to, she doesn't look happy about it, but she's going to step to one side. There's nothing she can do about this. And these Templars and Paladins are coming into the tavern at this point. The whole main floor has gone silent now.
I'm going to go down to, I'm going to start heading down the stairs towards them.
Okay.
Brothers, it's good to see you. Thank goodness you're here. I'm assuming you're here about the disturbance earlier?
Ooh. The main paladin who strode past looks at you and frowns. Who might you be?
Wayland. I'm an admin of the lower church, and I just happened to was here having an afternoon drink and heard the disturbance outside. It was pretty loud.
Indeed. What happened?
From what I gathered, there was a fight, and but somebody said the ruffians took off. They saw the checkpoint and went down the other way.
Roll a persuasion, good sir.
Or deception?
That's right. It is deception. Good call.
Oh,
Oh!
Nice roll.
Oh,
sorry.
Nice.
And he's gonna look around for a moment, keep his hand on his sword hilt. He's gonna turn around. One moment, soldiers. Which direction did you say they went?
Well, come here out the street. I'll show you which way.
Okay, he's gonna follow you out. Nice roll,
Okay,
by the
so-
way.
Nice of you. So, I hope like the opposite way of the
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
checkpoint, of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
like down that way, and then they disappeared around a corner from what somebody said, and they don't know where they went.
Wayland, you said. I'll be sure to mention your name
Yeah.
to the high priests. Thank you for your
Thanks.
service.
Of course, I'm here to serve.
And they go marching off. Crisis averted.
Just saved our butts. Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Nice roll.
All right, so
There you go. I'll say No worries. What's her name? I keep forgetting her name. The
Marilyn.
protagonist. Marilyn. There you go, Marilyn. I hope. Hopefully they don't bug you again today.
Hopefully that's the last we see of them for the night. They've been getting pretty aggressive of late.
Yeah, I know.
I know you say you work with them, but I've never seen you in the company of paladins around here before.
Well, I'm an administrative physician, so I
Ah.
don't often hang out with the martial folk.
Well, I do recognize your face. You've been in here quite a bit over the last few weeks, so I appreciate your help.
Of course.
And if you don't mind, I've got to go back to calming the crowd here.
Yeah.
Hopefully
I'm gonna
your
head
friends.
upstairs and
All
let
right.
them know.
All right. Okie dokie.
Man,
So they were looking for what just happened, but they're gone the other way for now. So hopefully we can get him up and get moving on.
Okie dokie.
Hmm.
All right. You go back up to the rooms. It's now a little past 9. Things have calmed down enough now. This would be a good time to
To rest.
take a rest.
what about dinner?
Oh, that's right. We should get some dinner, I suppose.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You can go downstairs, get some food in you. What does? Yeah, you'll get. It's on the house tonight, because you took care of the soldiers. So, you can get some food in you, and then you go back upstairs and get some sleep. This is gonna be. The middle room was Galoon and Chrisma, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna do a short rest.
Mhm.
Which everyone should be able to, if I remember correctly how this works. It's been a while since we've done the short rests.
Mhm.
Everyone needs to on your character sheet. There is at the very bottom of the main sheet, underneath where your hit points are. It says HD, and it'll have a die there. That's the hit die that you can roll to regain hit points during a short rest. So make sure you double click that. And
Brock doesn't have that.
Okay, and I don't remember what we gave him as hit points. He's not going to have it because we haven't set it up yet.
He has 13 hit points.
So he would roll a. He has a Constitution. He's a D10, so he needs to roll a 1d10. So I'll just roll a 1d10 and we'll manually add it. Can you manually add that, or do I need to do it?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. All right.
Man, I looked out and rolled an 8. I'm back full points.
Yeah, that filled
Nice.
me up too.
Did you do yours,
Wow.
Chris?
Nice.
Double click.
Yeah.
Nice roll, guys.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, it's about because you went and had dinner, so you went to bed probably around 11. So you got a short rest, so it's about 4 o'clock in the morning, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. It's the middle of the night. You're not actually sure what time it is. Chrisma and Galoon, you both need to roll a perception check here.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, nicely done.
There we go.
You had your coffee.
Okay.
Still not.
Galoon notices it first. Chrisma, you wake up and you're sort of like, oh, you're very tired. You're waking up. You realize someone's in the room with you. Galoon, you come out of a deep sleep, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and you realize there's 3 individuals in your room going through your stuff.
Oh boy.
Oh, dang. Well, I come out swinging.
Okay, so yeah, hang on. We got to do a I got to get some we're gonna get these guys on the combat tracker here. NPCs.
I'll give out a big loud yell
Okay,
so that everyone can hear it.
yeah. That will be
Did Brock get a heal for the rest?
He got 3 hit points.
Okay.
So we're just going to use this same map, and I'm going to put it up in the corner.
What are they dressed like?
Well, that's yet to be determined.
They're dressed like Kaloon and Chrisma at the moment because they're
They
rifling
got
through
their
their
stuff.
things. Yeah.
Mm.
All right, so I'm just using these generic NPCs here. So Galoon and Brock, I'm going to move you up into the top right here so that we can actually just and Chrisma. You guys see yourself at the top right of the map, correct?
Mhm.
You'll need to move your sheets, Chris, to the side.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And right where it says the Muddy Maid. Yep.
That's it.
Those
Yeah.
are the 3 and those 3 at the top right. All right. So that's what you see. It's completely dark in your room. There is some moonlight coming in through the window, which is wide open. So, Galoon, you woke up with a 20, so I got to give you all the deets here that I can. Um, Window's open. It's obvious they came in through the window. Um, they're going through your stuff. They have no clue that you've woken up. So you do have the element of surprise at this point, except you shouted. So you shouted.
I'm gonna shout, "Get out of my room, or I'm gonna throw you out this window that you came in."
All right. I will give you an attack of opportunity since you rolled a 20 on that. Now I need to roll. Everybody else needs to roll a perception to see if you heard it, if you heard her shout or not. You were all really, I think, except for Skinny. Skinny, you have a DC of 5. Everybody else has a DC of 15 to have heard her shout because you were all really out of it and messed up.
Oh, I heard everything.
Yeah.
We don't need to roll perception.
No, not you, just
No.
everybody else because you're already
No.
awake. So
Yeah.
Skinny heard it, Bounty
Yeah.
heard it, Bim heard nothing. Bim's still sound asleep.
I'm shaking
Thamius,
Bim. Hey, Bim, get up.
Bim, wake up. Let's roll a 6 to see if Bim stabs you with anything.
Oh,
No, you're good.
jeez.
Bim comes out of his sleep. What, mommy? No rats, no rats.
No.
Thamius hears nothing. Um, I'll give you an attack of opportunity on one of these individuals, Galoon.
All right. Are they kind of lined up that way? I'll just take the closest one.
It's just I just put them there to represent, so don't worry about this will be theater of the mind. So basically, you've got 2 beds in a room. There's some chests at the bottom of the bed, some foot lockers where you kind of put your extra belongings. You were real tired, everything else. There's some stuff on a table, but it's not a very big room. So they're literally right there at the foot of the bed, going through your belongings.
Okay, closest one.
Okay, just pick one.
All right.
And you get advantage on the roll, don't forget.
So the +2?
No, it's just the advantage modifier on the bottom left.
ADV.
The ADV.
Just click that
Yep.
and then
Pick your target.
oh my gosh.
Okay.
That's
You
horrible.
came out of your sleep. You shouted for everybody
Yeah.
to come running. You missed your
Mhm.
roll. Go ahead and
Yep.
roll initiative, Chrisma and Galoon
Hmm. And Brock.
and Brock. Yes. Okay. Now I'm going to give the 3. We're going to do a full round of attacks while everybody else is getting awake and out of their rooms. Then it'll be the next round. They'll get to the door, and then we're going to roll to see whether or not your door was locked and if they can get in. But it'll be at least 2 full rounds before anybody can get into the room to assist. But Chrisma, you are up first. You are coming out of a sleep. You were deep asleep. Galoon, you and Galoon woke up. You heard some people in your room. Then Galoon shouted, "Get out of my room!" What'd you see? Get out of my room! I'm gonna throw you out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw you out the window that you
Okay.
came in.
Okay. So you heard that, and both of you slept, had your weapons close by, so you have your
Mhm.
sword. You just pick a target and do what you want to do.
Yeah, I going to attack one of them. I don't know.
You can just pick one.
Maybe number one.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to use my rapier. Okay. And see.
That's a hit.
Yeah. Okay. Mm, Good.
Oh, in the
Nice.
dark, stabbed
Nice.
him in the neck, and he goes down with a gurgling.
Nice hit.
Brock.
Okay.
Okay. Going in next closest. Another miss.
Okay, Galoon.
And
That's a hit.
mm,
Ooh.
Nice.
Whap. Okay. You swung your warhammer at this guy. Let me roll this flavor roll here. Oh yeah, a 1 is in your favor. Your sledgehammer, it wasn't quite enough to kill him instantly, but your mighty warhammer clocked him upside of the side of the head, and there's a sound like a wet melon exploding, and he kind of goes and then kind of stands there for a moment and falls over and dies. The third one is taken completely by surprise, and I'm gonna roll a six-sided die here to see whether or not what he does here.
Jumps out the window of
Oh
his own
yeah,
volition.
he's in complete panic at this point, and he's going to attempt to roll. He's going to attempt to flee. However, I'm going to roll disadvantage for this because you've taken him completely by surprise. His two buddies just dropped dead, um, and etc. So we're going to see whether or not he actually makes it. And I don't have a dex roll, so I'm just going to say this is a DC of 15.
no.
Neither one of those succeeded. Um, so you both get attacks of opportunity as he attempts to flee the room. So go ahead, Chrisma, you go first. You can attack him.
Okay. Don't run.
Run, little run.
Don't run.
Push him out the window.
I'm I have something in mind. I'm gonna try.
Okay, I'm going to use my rapier again. Uh, yes. Uh, do I need to move or not?
No, you don't need to
No.
move. This is just
No.
imagination.
Okay.
That's a
Yeah.
hit.
Okay. Okay.
Kill him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's done for.
That was a heavy hit.
Yeah.
All
Oh
right,
yeah.
Brock. Or, yeah, Brock's
Oh, he's
next.
not dead.
All right.
Nice.
Oh, nicely done, Brock. Honey Badger jumps at the guy's throat and gives a horrific honey badger growl cry. And guard, this guy's dead as well.
I'd like to
Um,
throw him out the window.
all right, you're gonna chuck a corpse
Oh
out the
gosh.
window.
Yeah.
Um,
Remind me not to rifle through her stuff.
it goes out the window, and you hear a thud from below.
Oh,
About this time, everyone's coming out of their rooms.
Yeah, rub your
Um,
eyes. What
what
happened?
happened? And at the same time, you've got Marilyn coming up the stairs with one of her uh, guards in tow. That big hulking brute of a halfling you saw earlier, and he's got a giant meat cleaver in his hand. and she's got like a crowbar that you might recognize from somewhere else. It might even have an initial on it. But
Oh,
that's what is happening in the hallway as this unfolds. Inside the room, it's still dark. You've got 3 bodies on the floor.
Two.
Um,
Two.
2 bodies on the floor. Sorry, you threw one out the window. And now
I
there's a
did.
knock, 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 knock on your door.
Who is it?
It's Marilyn. Open the door. What's going on?
All right, I'll open the door.
All right, so everybody piles in. And this is obviously the scene that is displayed here. A couple of bodies on the floor. Marilyn, at this point, there's going to be a pause as she looks at things, and she's going to look at all of you, and she's going to say some words that none of you have ever heard before in a halfling dialect you've never heard. And it doesn't sound good. And then she's going to switch back to common. If you weren't friends of Thannon's, I'd have you out on your asses now because you've caused more problems at my place. This is ridiculous.
Except I
Maybe
speak halfling.
maybe if you
Well,
put
not the dialect that she speaks.
some
Oh, okay.
bars in the window, this wouldn't have happened. So maybe it's your fault.
She's going to she's got she had a crowbar in one hand and she was carrying a lantern in the other. So she's going to kneel down over these bodies. And as she inspects the corpses, she's going to give a little bit of a well, I'll be damned remark, and as she pulls back the sleeve of one of them, and you see a raven tattoo on the inner wrist. Skinny, you would definitely
Yeah.
know who they are. Everybody else, roll a. What would this be?
Am I awake and in the room now?
You're still in the other room.
Okay.
You did not wake up yet,
Okay.
Thamius. Party sheet. What would that be under? Roll history rolls real
yeah,
quick, everybody.
history. Yeah. Oh, terrible at my history, guys.
Bim
Whoa.
Bim apparently has been living in the woods for a very long
What a pretty
time.
bird.
Pretty bird.
Is it a bird?
um,
0.
Chris, go ahead
It's
and
like,
roll.
oh, I know what this means. It's a bird.
Okay, yeah, you all at least recognize it. So this is the Raven Syndicate tattoo, which indicates that these members were of the Raven Syndicate. Now, once this has been, once she sees this, Marilyn's gonna stand back up and she's gonna stare down at the bodies for a moment, and she's gonna cock her head to one side. You know, this is very strange. I've got a standing agreement with the Raven Syndicates not to bother my patrons, which in my mind suggests one of only 2 things. One, they might be rogue members of the syndicate taking advantage of situations out here, and then she's going to turn. Or the more likely cause of this is that group that you fought earlier in the day were members of the Raven Syndicate, and you done screwed up my my arrangement with the syndicate about no longer bothering my tavern.
Well, they didn't agree to that, obviously, because they attacked us just outside your tavern for no reason. So it wouldn't have been because we did anything.
Well,
And what were they doing tonight?
why were they here rummaging through your stuff? I mean,
I have no idea. That's why they're dead.
that's. And then she's gonna
Oh, yeah,
track
and
up
there's
and
one out the window.
there's what? I, Betty. And she's gonna turn to the big hobbit. Please, you know what to do. And he's gonna
You know what to do?
Yeah.
he's gonna sling his meat hacker over his shoulder and go thumping out down the stairs.
Body number 7.
Well, I'm very sorry to have this happen at my establishment. This isn't supposed to happen. I mean, the best I can do is just offer you a place to stay. Obviously, you might not want to stay after this has happened, but I promise you we'll be having a discussion with the Raven Syndicate tomorrow, trying to square this
Mm.
away. But in the meantime, to make up for the troubles, I can offer you free of charge. You can stay here as long as you're in town, and I'll smooth this over with the Syndicate so that we don't have any more problems.
Sweet.
Please let us know if you find out what they were looking for. Why would they be here looking through our stuff?
The only logical explanation for me, as of this moment, if I find out anything more, I can let you know. But is that they were coming after you because of what happened in the alley before. Um, if that was them, I never asked Barry if he saw Raven Syndicate tattoos on the bodies from the streets earlier.
But you think they would have just slit their throats while they were sleeping if they were here for revenge?
Mm-hmm.
That's a logical explanation. Could have happened. In the meantime, try to get some sleep, and we will take
Sleep
care of
with one eye.
this. So we can go back to the rooms. You do get some more shut eye. Let's get the combat tracker up. We can finish our actual rest here. Everybody awakens in the morning, including Thamius. So now let's switch POV for a minute because we've given everybody else the limelight for a little bit. Thamius, you're awakening to a strange tavern room. You have a very brief recollection, very foggy. You were in and out a couple of times. You know that you were badly hurt. You feel like absolute ass right now. But your relics and everything else, you've recovered your hit points, and so you're at least back to being healthy, but you still feel like absolute dog crap. Let's go ahead and consider a -2 on all your rolls for the next 24 hours, just as a result of the brutality that you just dealt with. You're feeling
Okay.
in a little weakened state, but you are conscious at this point. You're awake, you're cognizant, and you're waking to a dimly lit tavern room as the early morning sun comes in through the window, and you are bunked up with a individual who you don't recognize. Um, Go forth.
All right. And who's in the room? Bounty and
No, Skinny's in the
No,
room with you.
just
yeah,
Skinny.
just me. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And he's in the bed next to me, asleep right now.
Well, you hope he's in the bed next to you, unless he cuddled up to you in the night.
That's what I'm asking. I'm just checking the
Otherwise, yeah,
exact situation here.
yeah.
All
I'm
right,
still
so
conked up.
I'm just going to kind of be rubbing my head, and I'm just going to kind of shout out, "You there? Please explain who you are and where we are and exactly what became of us, and where's all the
What?
Fey folk that were with me?"
What? What's going? What? Oh, you're awake. Great. I'm so glad to hear that
Yes,
or see that.
I feel like I've maybe tumbled down a flight of stairs or two, but I was escorting some Fey. Where are they?
Yeah, it was a rough go for a bit. You were really hurt. They're in other rooms in the inn. Yeah, they're down the hall, so they're still
Good.
here. But
And
it's great to see you awake, brother. I'm glad you're okay.
yes, I recognize you as a member of the church. What? It's bizarre that I didn't check in, and
Oh,
what?
there was a contingent here came to find out about the trouble, and but we explained what happened, that you guys took care of them, and everything was fine. So
Hmm. I believe I should probably check in with the church and tell them everything that's happened here.
yeah, sure, probably a good idea.
All right, if you could keep an eye on the Fey folk, I'm going to manage. I feel healthy enough. I'm going to manage to head to the church and explain to the elders there what has happened. I'm assuming that was yesterday. Is that right?
Yeah, it would have been yesterday now. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to head to the church and just
Well, you should get
explain.
some breakfast. Let's get some breakfast downstairs first.
I'm starving. That would be
Of
excellent.
course.
Do we
Of
owe any
course.
money for our stay here? I'd be willing to pay for everyone's stay for getting me here and helping me recover.
Well, no, actually, there was in the middle of the night, there was a further incident, and the proprietress said that we'd be able to stay for free.
Indeed. Um, while we're alone, I have to ask: seems like an awful lot of trouble is around these Fae. Do you think they must be involved in something pretty deep?
I don't know. It just it actually seemed like just kind of a stroke of bad luck
Mm.
with what happened
Keep
to you
an eye
guys.
keep an eye on them. That's quite a bit of bad luck for a short period span of time. Just keep an eye on them and be careful. I believe there's more than meets the eye with these.
Well, there was actually a group that you might want to before you go to check in. We might want to check out first. There was a few Raven Syndicate attacked them during the night.
Now, what would I
So
know about the Raven Syndicate,
Oh,
Renfro?
you know that they are
Shadowy.
the shadow organization in town. Your church actively works with the city guard to deal with the. So it's kind of like a gentleman's agreement of you guys will only ever directly infringe upon the Raven Syndicate if they get caught doing something that involves bloodshed. If it's just smuggling, the church turns a blind eye. But if there's any
Okay,
sort of activity going on where there's like, assassinations or things of that nature, you'll work with the City Watch to deal with. But you know them as a shadowy organization that deals with all sorts of cutthroat skullduggery.
gotcha,
Definitely thievy, burglary. Not the kind of people you would regularly associate with.
gotcha. Yes,
yeah.
I'll report
Oh,
that to the church as well.
yeah.
Then that's quite disturbing. They came and attacked, or
I don't know the details. I got there later, but it sounded like they were going through their stuff, and the others thumped them and sent them on their way.
well, I'll report it.
Um,
But
I should let you know too that after, I guess, during the initial fight when you were felled, there were a few others, a couple others had joined, and they were caught or they were seen fleeing the inn. So when the other members of the church came, I told them that where they had fled, and so they went off in search to try and find them.
Now that's a fabrication, that part.
yeah,
Yeah,
So
but I don't know
he
that.
was dead.
no, yeah, he was down. So
I'm trying to line it up with the story I told the other guys.
yeah,
So
I
there's
just
wiggle room.
roll a
Now I
deception.
did. Now I am aware that one died because I saw the
Oh yeah,
badger. I was conscious
yeah.
Oh
still, and I
yeah, yeah,
saw
oh
the
yeah,
badger kill one of them.
oh
So
yeah,
I'm aware that one
yeah.
is dead.
Go ahead and roll a deception, but the DC is gonna be real low on this, so just don't roll like below a 5.
I'm sure I'll find a way. Wait a minute here.
I just want to see if he picks up on anything in your story. Oh no, you're good.
Nope.
You're
Nope.
he's
Sounds legit to
Yep,
me.
sounds legit.
All right. So I'm going to what's your name, good fellow? And I'm gonna hold out my hand to shake his hand.
Yeah, Wayland. Wayland. I'm just an admin at the church.
Good to meet you. I'm glad to have a fellow Elder Ways with us. But please keep an eye on him. I know that you feel that it's coincidental, but there's something amiss here. And then
Uh,
I'm going to head out of
All
the
right. So
tavern.
at this point, while you're doing this, the rest of the party have gathered, woken. You're downstairs eating breakfast.
Mhm.
There's a table with all the fixins. There's like 4 or 5 other patrons. It's probably about 9:30 in the morning at this point. It's not an early morning. Everybody was pretty beat up. So kind of early mid morning, if that makes sense. But you're all downstairs already having breakfast with whatever you would choose to eat when Thamius and Waylon come down the stairs.
I'll raise my glass and be like, "Behold the mighty paladin!"
Thank you dearly for helping me. I'm still not exactly sure what happened, but obviously, I was in the streets and I awoke in a bed, and I'm much better shape. I'm still pretty worse for wear, but I do appreciate what you all must have done to get me, uh, off the street. I haven't been the nicest to you. I do have to report to the church and tell them what's happened. And I'm going to kind of scan the table. I'm just looking for like a piece of bread or something.
Oh yeah, there's bread, there's cheese, there's fruits, there's veggies, there's all sorts of stuff.
All right, I'm gonna grab a slice of cheese and a bit of bread for the road.
All right, roll a. Let's see, what would we have you roll here? Looking at your character sheet here, real quick, Thamius.
I was telling Thamius here that we were visited by the church members of the church during the night, and we told them which direction the survivors took off in, and so they were going to check on them. So Thamius is going to report back and just let them know what happened too.
Just roll a d6 real quick, Nathan. Just we'll do a
A
flavor.
D6.
Yeah, we'll do a
Okay.
flavor roll here to determine. All right, yeah, you as you're standing here, you definitely feel a little bit of nauseousness, a little bit of a little wave comes over you. You might want to sit down before you fall over. And
Right.
and as you do so, you get you kind of have a flashback to Bounty Code doing something to you, like muttering
Oh
some
no.
words, and you get a flash of like he was healing you, but then your natural protections from the relics hit him. But you do have a flashback of that, and you get this recollection that you were gravely injured. You don't remember everything that happened, but you do recollect that they did heal you and bring you here. And as you're kind of like, oh, that wave hits you, um, roll a dex check actually to see if you stumble or not. Just roll like above a 10.
All right, Ren, just one question. His
Yeah.
D6 roll had a -2 attached to it. I'm not sure why.
That's because I'm doing all my rows -2 because of I'm still recovering.
Oh, okay.
See, I did that one -2 as well.
Yeah, you definitely you as this wave hits you, you stumble to the side and you almost fall, but just barely manage to catch yourself on the edge of the table. Um, ugh,
Is there an open chair nearby?
yes.
All
I'm
right.
gonna get up and help him sit down. I'm gonna put some ale in front of him and grunt at him. Drink this.
I'm
Makes you
gonna.
You're gonna
feel
fall over.
better.
Yes, indeed. I do need a moment. I'm not quite
Oh,
as.
oh. Just quick little RP. Can you roll a 6, Sparrow? If you roll, just don't roll a 6. And maybe this is your private personal brew that you carry around with you.
Sure.
Let's just do a flavor roll.
What did it roll? It didn't show up.
All right,
Did it?
let's just.
There it
There it
goes.
goes.
There it is.
Oh,
It was a 3
It
the
was.
first time.
Screw
What
the
does that
roll.
mean?
Screw the roll. It's your personal brew. You've got a small little cask that you carry around with you for special occasions, and you've been sharing it with the group. So, um, uh, yeah, I'll let you describe it if you'd like. I don't know what might be in this brew.
It's a fruity blend. No, I don't know.
Okay,
In
it's
any
a
case,
hoppy
It
IPA.
puts hair on your chest, but it's
puts hair on your
smooth.
chest.
all right.
It's a good
Paladins
fortifying, like Guinness-y, thick ale. That
are
it's good for healing.
good. Are paladins allowed to have hair on their chest, or just
Oh, stop it! We're born with hair on our chests as soon as we're inducted into the church. So I'm gonna take a seat and I'm gonna take a big swig of it, and I'm gonna expect not to like it. However, once I actually get it into my mouth and swallow it, I'm gonna be pleasantly surprised and enjoy it. And I'm just gonna kind of say, normally I wouldn't drink this early, but this is very delicious.
Mm.
I've been to many taverns and all over Parthana, and I'm pretty sure there's not anything I've had like this before.
Well, it
is what
shouldn't be
she
like
proclaimed.
anything. It's my own special blend, so thank you.
Well done, well done. And I'm just gonna kind of gulp the rest down.
He went up a notch in my book.
Oh,
A human that likes good ale. All right.
Okay.
So, can any of you tell me what happened with the Raven Syndicate folk? What exactly? I'd like to do a report to the church on that. That's quite strange.
Did we determine if the original 6 that ganked us in front of the tavern were Raven Syndicate too, or not?
She just said that
Yeah.
it could have been. That might explain why.
Yeah,
They're
because those guys gave us a wampin, and then later on in the middle of the night, 3 more. Then we checked, they had tattoos.
Marilyn did mention it this morning and said that the whoever was attacking you in the street were not part of the syndicate.
mm.
Okay. That mystery. That makes it even more muddy. But yeah, so they're thugs, and then we had 3 syndicates attack us in the middle of the night.
We have the guards being hostile. We have being attacked behind the inn, and then being attacked, basically rummaging through our stuff in the night by the ravens. That's 3 separate groups of people being hostile to us in the city.
What sort of and be clear with me here. I'm not here to judge. You've obviously saved my life, and some of you even took quite a bit of hurtful hurtfulness to yourself in the process. So please understand, I do feel indebted to you. But these strange events suddenly with you since I've been escorting you. Are you in any kind of trouble or anything I should be aware of?
Oh, I'm here to see about some paperwork for my tavern, but I'm thinking now might not be a good time to be starting a tavern here with so much hostility.
I see.
And I'm here to just check in with the Circle of Mages, and I don't know of anything outstanding or.
I had a
Okay.
run with some paladins in Forkland, but that has nothing to do with this. I show you.
What sort of run-in did you have with them?
Oh, just a slight misunderstanding. They, I saw one of them going to the outhouse, and I bumped into him to try to make him trip in the mud, and he didn't find it as funny as I did. But it's just a big misunderstanding now. It's all good.
Mm. Did you happen to slide a coin pouch off of them as you tripped them?
Hey, I am no thief. On
Okay.
my honor.
All right. Well, I've had a drink and a bit of food here. I believe I'm going to head to the church now and report what's happened and clear up any misunderstandings.
Excellent, excellent. Any reason why my healing didn't affect you positively
I
that I
would
should be
assume,
aware of?
yes, it would be my relic. You
Yeah,
know,
so this would I can jump in and explain that a little more too, so that you don't have to worry about that, Nathan. This would literally just be the church. All of its members are trained from the moment they start learning how to use relics to ward off invasive, like elemental magic that they're not consenting to, and he didn't consent. He wasn't consciously aware enough to consent to it. So it's like a natural defense mechanism that at the very least reacted to you in a way. Now, who knows if you had tried it again, would it have reacted in the same way? I don't know. We would have need to roll for that. But it's like a natural protection that all the church members have against unconscious meddling. They would have to consent to something, and then that would trigger the relic to allow that to happen to them, if that makes sense.
Okay, because I know I healed you at the beginning and during the battle. It was fine, and I tried to stabilize you, and you were unconscious, and I got quite the jolt.
yes, had I been conscious, that would have not have happened. Unfortunately,
Okay,
I was out, so it
good.
didn't. It's a protection for us. So
Okay, I was not
normally
aware.
normally it would be a good thing. We don't hang out with the Fae often, so my apologies.
Now,
All good.
you won't actually need to report into the church, Nathan, because your commanding officer is literally at the checkpoint out front of
Ah,
the
nice.
muddy maid. So you literally would only need to step outside to the checkpoint if you wanted to check in.
Yeah, I wanted to check in with them and tell them what happened.
Well, let's go ahead and do that real quick. You go back to talk to the captain. He's going to listen to your tale. You're going to explain to him your concerns that there might be something um, going on with these Fae because trouble seems to be following them for some reason or another, and he concurs and charges you with keep an eye on them for the meantime. Come up with whatever reason you must, but stay close to them and let's see if they can perhaps lead us to something else because the plague that's ravaging this town must have a root cause somewhere. And I can only suspect you mentioned that one of the mages has business with the circle, yes?
Yes, he's planning on that's his business here, according to what he tells me.
Well,
So he'll be going there briefly, I would assume today, if that's his business.
okay. Stay close to them, see what you can find out.
Indeed, will. And I do have another member of the church with me, so we will be able to. Um he's a admin, I believe he said, or something of the lower church. So together, between the two of us, this should be we should be able to keep tabs on him. I'll report back anything worthy of note.
All right. Go forth, my son.
All right, so I give him the paladin salute, whatever that
Yeah.
is, the church
Under
salute.
his eye.
And I'm gonna head back to the tavern.
All right. So you get back, you're finishing up breakfast. Um, this is the point where we're probably going to go ahead and wrap up tonight's session because we do need to level up to level 2. We'll do that off the air so that we can take our time and go through that. But this is also a great point to talk about. From here, we have the opportunity to explore Parthana at large. Now, to explain how this campaign works, this is also for the people who are watching. The way this module is set up is that there is a limited window of time because of what's going on in the city. And this is all public information, so I'm not spoiling the campaign for anybody. Because there is a plague, obviously, and the module is called Escape from Parthana. We have a 6-day window to get out of town, and we're getting into day 2 now. So during days 2 and 3, we can kind of explore the city, do side quests, things of that nature, um, as desired. We don't have to do any side quests either. Players can just go straight back to Thanon's Forge. There's lots of options to go from this point. But this is the part where we're going to level up the characters and prepare for the next section of the adventure, which is exploration and the continuation of the main quest line. But since everyone's going to ding too, I know previously we've done them off the air. That way we can just work it through it at our own pace and not feel like we're under pressure to everybody who's watching, being like, "Wait a second, why are they do? What's going on? That this is boring. I don't want to watch the leveling up stuff." So
Yeah.
um, we'll do that off the air. So this is going to be the wrap up point for this episode, everybody. I would say if you liked what you saw here today, you need to tune in next week for session 3 because we are coming back every Sunday night at around 8 p.m. Central here on the Weave in the Void Twitch channel as we continue to go through the campaign for the Weave in the Void. If you're watching this after the fact, you can follow along over at the YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, all those good things, and check out the description stuff below because I've got links to Sparrow's Twitch channel and Nathan's YouTube channel. And a little plug here because we're all multi-streaming and playing lots of games together. You can find us gaming together on Thursday nights playing World of Warcraft Classic. Isildur is joining us for those sessions. And then on Friday nights, we're playing P99 on the green server. Bounty's there, Sparrow's there, Nathan's there, I'm there. So check those out as well. We're all streaming those on our individual channels. And if you're interested in what you saw here tonight and you want to know more, you can get a copy of the source book and the first module. It's a 2-in-1 package. You can get that over at weaveandvoid.com. You get a standalone copy there, or you can subscribe over at patreon.com/wandering hermits. There's several different tiers there depending on what you want to get into. Don't forget the point and click game, the book series, all that good stuff. And from here, don't forget that the YouTube version is up on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. So if you missed it live, you can catch it over there. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. We can go around the table now and say farewell for all of our adventurers.
Oh
Night,
well.
everyone. Thanks for coming.
Yeah. Goodbye, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
See you next time, everybody. Stay
Night night.
tuned.
See you.
More adventures coming soon.